Hi, this is Diane from Teach Pre-K, and today I am actually going to offer my freebie that I wanted to have ready last week. I finally have it ready this week. There was just a few more things that I wanted to add that I thought would be more helpful for teachers. So one of the things that I've included are some keys to a great circle time. And these are things for you to consider. Are they things you have to do all the time? No. Will these things make your circle time easier and better? I definitely think so. But it's also kind of a guide so that you can play around with what works for you and your particular group of students and what doesn't. Because a lot of what has worked for me in the past did not work for me last year when I had just a particularly large and really difficult class. So I couldn't do a lot of the things that I normally do. It just never worked. So I'm well aware that we are all in different stages and that we all have things that are going to work with a certain group of kids and aren't going to work with another group of kids. Um, but I kind of broke it down into 5 things that I think you need for circle time. And the first is just an auditory cue to come to circle time. Now, that can be a song, it can be music that you just put on a speaker that you have maybe in your iTunes or your Spotify or something, but it should be the same every day. And even if you change it like this late in the year, that's fine. Just keep it consistent from now until the end of the year. And let that be the cue that it's time. Okay, cleanup time is done. We are coming to the rug. I sing a song that is to the tune of If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands. It's super easy. When I look around and I see that there's just maybe 1 or 2 little things that we have to pick up after our little morning routine, I just start singing, put your pockets on the rug, on the rug. Put your pockets on the rug, on the rug. Put your pockets on the rug, on the rug, on the rug. Put your pockets on the rug, on the rug. And I just repeat that until everybody has made it to the rug and is sitting and doing whatever they're supposed to do. My teacher across the hall, she does a hello, how are you song. I think that's great. Sometimes I'll do the pockets on the rug song and then I'll break into a hello or a welcome song just to get the kids' bodies moving, even though they're sitting down. I know they're coming from doing a lot of movement and I don't want them to go from doing a lot of movement to having to be perfectly still. Another thing that I like to have is a visual poster about how we are supposed to behave and what we're supposed to be doing on the rug. And I go through this over and over and over at the beginning of the year. And then I keep pulling it down saying, okay, remember our eyes. We've got watching eyes. What are your ears doing? They're listening. Our lips, ooh, they're zipped up. Our hands are in our lap. They're just there. In fact, I do put your hands together, make them best buddies. They're going to give each other a big hug and go in your lap. Because if they are there in your lap, they're not touching friends. And if we're all doing that, that means friends aren't going to touch you. And we can all have our space and feel good. And I have crisscross applesauce. I don't make them sit crisscross applesauce. I just want them on their pockets. If they're up on their knees, the people behind them can't see books or my whiteboard for name of the day or whatever it is that I'm doing. So that's just important. They can sit how they want just as long as they are comfortable and people are able to see around them. So I like that. What's really important is that you have routine and variety, which sound like they are polar opposites. Variety and routine just doesn't seem like those 2 things are going to go together. But we have a routine. Like I said, we sing, and when we get to the rug, we know how we're supposed to sit. If I have kids that I notice are sitting by each other and they have a hard time making good choices when they're together, I will move them to their special spots. And that will help me manage the rug a lot better. But I always put it like, I know you make better choices when you're not so close together because you like each other so much and you want to touch each other or you want to talk to each other or whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to help you make better choices today. And they like that better than it being a punitive thing that they can't sit by their friend. So I'll do that at this time. And like I said, we will maybe do a song that we're working on for a program or some kind of hello song. I like to change those up. Sometimes I just bring out, brush your teeth with Raffi because it's funny and cute and they like it, or shake my sillies out. I might save that one for later during circle time so we can get up and move our bodies, but just something that is a little bit more, has some kind of actions or participation involved. Then I will go into my name of the day, which they know is coming. And we have a little routine where if you know whose name it is, you got to zip your lips tight, lock them, throw the key over your shoulder. You cannot say their name and you cannot point to who it is. Let them figure it out, because that's the fun of it, is figuring out it's your name. So then I'll read a book, or we'll do like a letter of the week activity. And I know a lot of people say no letter of the week, and I don't get that, because I have a letter of the week, but I don't only focus on that letter. I use all letters. It's guidepost. So you say what you will about letter of the week. I like it. I am never going to change it. It keeps me on track. The kids love knowing that we're going to have a few little focus activities every day during circle time on that one letter. And then when we go out to centers, we do the whole alphabet. I know the kids are mostly interested in the letters of their name, but sometimes it's one of the letters of the week. They can't wait for their letter to be the letter of the week. So anyway, I have an ABC book that I bring out around this time of year. And it is a letter and sound book. I just flip through the pages. It's like A, apple, A, B, butterfly, B, C, cat, K. I believe it's in my Teachers Pay Teacher store. But I bring that out for my pre-K students after we get through January. I don't like to do it right after a break because it's just so much, I feel like, is reinforcing old routines and trying to maybe get a little reset. And I want to really focus on that. So I bring that out maybe once a week so they don't get sick of that. I might have a focus question. I might have a finger play. Two little blackbirds sitting on a hill, One named Jack, one named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack, come back, Jill. And I might just do that if they all start talking, because that's a little attention getter. They can participate, etc., etc. At this point, I might have them up on their feet and we'll do a number of the day and we'll jump that many numbers. We will count backward and sit down slow motion until we get to 0. We clap it out, but we move our body. So that's always something I want to throw into. I want to make sure that it's also dynamic. That is really important, that I have sitting and listening activities. I have singing participation. I have singing with movement. I have numbers with movement. I have letters with movement. I am getting them up off the floor, back down to the floor, turn and talk to a friend, raise a quiet hand for a discussion. So it's changing the whole thing. It's not one sit on the rug for 20 to 25 minutes. No. It's sit down, stand up, clap your hands, do a song. It's very dynamic, because I cannot imagine having to sit in a meeting and just paying attention to one person speaking. There needs to be a variety of things, even for adults. Imagine how kids feel. Absolutely, they need that. And it also, your circle time needs to be just full of learning. So any of the songs that you do can have counting backwards, can have letters, can have new vocabulary, can have rhyming words, can have antonyms. So you're working learning in with all that stuff you're doing. So choose your stories, your books, your carpet games, your activities, your finger plays, your song to support some other kind of learning, like even the itsy bitsy spider. And I'll say, let's do our pinchy fingers while we sing the itsy bitsy spider crawling up the water spout. So I'm working in a little bit of fine motor too. So you want your circle time to be visual, auditory, kinesthetic, and you want to work in fine motor, gross motor, social emotional, English language arts, math, science. All of that is possible. But do you see how there's all those things you can work into your circle time? You can't do them all in one sitting. So that's where the routine with variety comes in. And it's the variety that is going to keep your kids engaged, and it's the routine that's going to help you manage all that. So I just want to show you what's included in the freebie that you'll have a link to at the end of this. It's all Valentine's Day circle time stuff. So I kind of showed you I like to do the finger play, 2 little blackbirds sitting on a hill. Well, I've got 2 little lovebirds sitting on a hill, one named Jack and one named Jill. Fly away, Jack, fly away, Jill. Come back, Jack, come back, Jill. Now I'm going to throw some other rhyming and some antonyms in here. 2 little lovebirds sitting in a tree, one named you and one named me. Fly away, you, fly away, me. Come back, you, come back, me. 2 little lovebirds sitting in a bay, one named night and one named day. Fly away, night, fly away, day. Come back, night, come back, day. 2 little lovebirds sitting in the park, one named light and one named dark. Fly away, light, fly away, dark. Come back, light, come back, dark. Now that's just what I chose. I chose to make the rhyme and antonyms come into this little finger play. I don't need these little birds. I can just do it with my fingers. Or the kids can do it with their fingers. Or I can make little birds for all the kids, or have them take turns coming up and being the little lovebirds, right? So that is one thing. You will get the 4 little rhymes that I just did, plus these that you can put on these little popsicle sticks with packing tape. Another thing that I've got is a whole group game, the I Have, Who Has game. So I have done this through 20, but I've done every single number, like the I Have 15, Who Has 0. So every single number has a Who Has 0 on it, so you can divvy up the cards. But if I had 10 kids in my class, the first person, me, usually, let's say I have 9 kids, so I'm going to use 10 cards. I will start, I have 0, who has 1? I've passed the cards out to the kids. Somebody else in circle will say, I have 1, who has 2? So this is a little monster I. Here's the number 1. The owl says, who has 2? I have 2, who has 3? And so on and so on. And it's best not to pass these out in order, like in the order the kids are sitting or standing. You want it kind of mixed up. But I'm going to end with my 9th kid saying, I have 10, who has 0? And I was the one that started with 0. But it has all those numbers in between. So it goes up to 20. And like I said, I have the who has 0 numbers all the way up to 20. So I have 20 who has 0. I have 10 who has 0. I have 15 who has 0, etc., etc., etc. So that's included with full instructions. I also have 10 little Valentines, and I actually printed out 2 sets of these because I have one class with 14 kids and one class with 16 kids. So I'm going to use 14 for or however many kids are there during cold and flu season. So I will pass out however many of these that I have. And it's like 10 little Indians, 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Valentines, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Valentines, 7 little, 8 little, 9 little Valentines, 10 Valentines just for me. Or you could go 11 little, 12 little, 13 little Valentines, 14 little Valentines for me, or just however big your class is. And you can have the kids maybe all stand up. I didn't put numbers on these because, I don't know, maybe I should. Because then if you have one, I think I will. So I will edit this before I finalize my freebie. But I liked these a lot, and I'll do these up to 20. So the kids can do a little numeral recognition and counting. Or you could start and just tap them on the head, and they can stand up 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Valentines, 4 little, 5 little, 6 little Valentines. And then I've got 5 little Valentines. So you could do something like to 5 little ducks or whatever. But I found this cute little rhyme from Little Learning Corner. She's got a wonderful blog. Most of her stuff is geared towards kindergarten, but she has excellent stuff. She's actually a good friend of mine, and I just turn to her for when I need a couple good songs and chants, because it's my weakness, and she's actually fabulous at it. So this is 5 little Valentines waiting in the store. And then you could pick somebody in your class and say, Eric bought one. Now there are 4. 4 little Valentines. Pretty as can be. Maggie came and got one. Now there are 3. 3 little Valentines don't know what to do. Gregory came and got one. Now there are 2. 2 little Valentines having so much fun. Susie came and got one. Now there's only 1. 1 lonely Valentine waiting on the shelf. I think I'll buy it for myself. So cute little rhyme. And I think I paraphrased that a little. But then there is a super simple song they do for pretty much every holiday, a song that'll go with the tune bingo, and have like the clapping for the letters, like when you sing bingo, and it's H-E-A-R-T. And it goes something like, I made a Valentine for you, the heart shape says I love you, H-E-A-R-T. And then you can do that again and give it to the kids, and maybe H stands up, E stands up, A-R-T. H-E-A-R-T, the heart shape says I love you. I made a Valentine for you. The heart shape says I love you. Clap, E-A-R-T. And on and on and on, just like the bingo song. So these little props are in there too, along with the words to the song. And you can do it with the super simple songs, maybe playing in the background if you want, but you don't have to. Another thing, it's kind of like if you saw my ABC 1, 2, 3 Boo, or I think for Christmas it was Beep. For winter it was Plop, snow plopping on someone's head. Well, for Valentine's Day, I have 10 Zing cards, but I only am going to do my alphabet. And I was noticing that my pre-K needs a little bit more lowercase letter practice. So I have these in lowercase letters like you see here, but also in uppercase letters. So the idea is to get kids away from singing the alphabet song by rote, because they know it, which is great, but do they really know the letters? So if I show them these letter cards. As you can see, I've been putting these little zing cards in there every once in a while, and we sing the alphabet song. What is going to happen if they see a zing? They're going to have to stop singing, and they're going to have to pick up where they left off. They're going to have to look at those letters and know their stuff and know what they're talking about. So what we would do is I'll say, okay, we've got these zing cards in here. When you see a zing card, you say zing in a big loud voice because Cupid shot his arrow through this Valentine heart. But right now, let's just sing the alphabet. Say the letters when you see them. And we do A, B, C, D, zing. And see, we stopped the song. E, F, G, H. These are so slippery. I, zing. J, K, L, M, zing. N, O, P, Q, R, ooh, it's been a long time, S, zing. T, U, V, W, zing. X, Y, and Z, zing. So that's one that they just love to do. They're going to be so excited because we haven't done one of these for about a month since the first week we got back from Christmas break. So I'll break this out tomorrow, which will be February 5th. And I'm going to bring all these little props with me, and we're going to have some fun at circle time, singing and mixing it up. But if you are ever feeling like circle time is the hardest part of your day and is the hardest part to manage, you are not alone. It is the hardest part of my day. It's the hardest part of my day to manage. I have little tips and tricks, and when you get my freebie, so even if you've already signed up, you guys, my freebie will come with a sign up for my email list. Even if you're already on my email list, click the link anyway, sign up. You're not going to be signed up twice. Does that make sense? It's just going to make sure you get the freebie. So you want to do that. But it's interesting. It's taken years for me to get so many things that when I notice that circle time is getting away from me and it's getting crazy, I think, okay, I can pull this thing out and I can do Scat the Cat, or I can do my ABC book, or let's do that Two Little Blackbirds song. Let's do open and shut them, starting loud and getting very, very soft. Put them in our lap. That always calms my kids down. I also have little chimes handy, a little doorbell handy. I just have a lot of different sounds because after a while they just become desensitized to some of the sounds that they hear all the time. So keep all that in mind. Get this freebie, get all the little helpful hints that I have, and I will be doing more of these like fun play to learn circle time things and play to learn things for the rest of your day, your long, exhausting day. But you're doing a great job. Just keep doing it.